지난 8월 25일 오전 9시 30분부터 피클링 센터에서는 다민족의 대화라는 주제로 공청회가 개최됐습니다.
Such a smart woman. But please, it would be best if you pulled it out today and had it in. Thank you.
The Auckland Council Ethnic Peoples Panel was appointed in March 2011. It's only 18 months also since established, and we have done quite a few work. So this is the reason why I invite you come to report to you what we have done for the ethnic communities in Auckland. At the same time, we would like to hear from you, your views and your opinions and your interest relates to Auckland business. And we try to find effective ways for the EPAP, the ethnic panel, to be your voice with the council.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have worked and engaged with community since coming to this country in 1990, and I'm very privileged and proud to stand here today and be asking some of the questions that I need answers for myself. Firstly, the ethnic panel. The appointment was a great opportunity for us.
That's a good question, actually, because we will be giving it out to those who registered, because they are also included in that part of the recruitment.
Richard, local board chair, want to acknowledge you. Tricia, local board member. Also Peter, local board member. Richard, councillor, excellent. All the MPs who are here. It's great to see the MPs here. Kamiljit, Jackie, of course, Rajan, and I saw Louisa over the back. Any other MPs here? No. Why don't you put your hands together for that? So we're going to get them up here because they have done such an awesome job. Dr. Camille, here, please, Dr. Camille. Amaya, where's Dr. Amaya? There's lots of doctors and reverends in this team. So we start here. Ahsoka and Anne, come on up here. Bev, John, Tuwe. We've got then Tracy, where's Grace? Come on up, get up here. We've got Jen's up there. Sadika's here. Now I don't think that we have got Kapiba. No Kapiba? It's in South Korea. South Korea. Okay, we accept the answer.
오클랜드 시청에는 12명의 다민족 자문위원이 있는데 이 중에서 한인 자문위원으로는 그레이스 유가 활동하고 있습니다. 이날 행사는 다양한 민족의 단체에서 활동가들이 참가해 토론을 통한 의견 모으기를 한 후에 발표하는 시간으로 이루어졌습니다. 여러 민족들이 모여 대화를 나누는 이 자리에 오클랜드 한인회, 뉴질랜드 한인여성회 등 한인 단체에서도 참가했습니다.
Won by a whopping 65,945 votes. Got a very strong mandate. His main agendas are to make the city most livable in the world.
Oh, Omega, wonderful.
Yeah, Omega, yeah.
I'm Usha and I work for
achieved if it is not communicated to the community people.
It's a big one. What are the key issues which are writing?
Whatever that this idea came from, that we would like.
Nearly 200 actually policies, strategies, my gosh, so maybe your views, so you can go to the website. Yeah, that's clear goal and
we don't want that,
maybe you will be the last. Can I have this lady?
I'm just thinking that there are a lot of problems being raised in New Zealand. A part of it is because their grief and loss is not understood by the society. But it's getting disenfranchised.
Because they only teach you academic stuff, they actually do not teach you on how to understand the environment, survival skills, how to deal with growing up. So I think this is our education system is so lacking.
And I think these are the key for psychological society issues around there, because they are just losing hope and they don't know what to do with that. And it's really upsetting because a lot of Korean, I'm sure any other ethnic parents, they gave up their own life to come to here for their
members achieve. And that's not articulated through the media, because it's only the negative things. So maybe our successes and the positive of what we contribute.
So one last thing that just 10 seconds I will say, another very important factor is for the young people especially, and also new migrants who are coming in, give support for employment.
Why have we got the Ethnic Peoples Advisory Panel? So, the big coming together of Auckland, two key focuses in terms of how we brought our community together. The first one, big piece of land, 5,000 square kilometres. Everyone, whether they are in Tahana or Tararangi or Warkworth or wherever, that they feel they're a part of this city and that we are embracing them and building those little communities as much as we are building the whole city. So, first key focus, Auckland for all Aucklanders. The second key focus, Auckland for all Aucklanders, and that is the huge multiplicity of cultures that are now in this place, and I love that. When I'm in a room like this, I feel I'm in Auckland. And that is the greatest thing about our city, is not the physical beauty of it, that's fabulous enough as it is, but it's the diversity of us. And it's out of that diversity that we get extraordinary energy. People have often said, so, why is it that Auckland's such a city that grows so fast and has got so much energy? It's because people are coming from all around the world and all around the country, and the only reason why they're coming here is aside to have nice swims in summer. The reason why they're coming here is because they get a sense of the energy of the place. They're coming to get a job. They're coming to get freedom. They're coming to get education. They're coming to express themselves spiritually. This is the place they're coming in for. A great reason. They're positive about why they are coming here. They're not coming here to hide. They're not coming here because there's no other place in the world that they can go to. All of you and your families and my family came from Taranaki. Well, Naki boy. And so we came from down there. And we came up here because my dad came here to be a school principal. It was a positive move. And that is the energy of Auckland, the positivism of why we come here. And so in amongst all of that is that it's just not New Zealanders who are coming from around our country, but it's people coming from all around the world. It's those represented in this room. And so the big challenge for the super city is we can only be a super city if we are super tolerant and accepting of the people from around the world who are coming here to settle in this beautiful Tamaki Makaurau, this place of wonder, of natural beauty, and a place of hope. So this morning I woke up and thought, what is it about this city? And it's a sense of hope and opportunity. And it's the work that our Ethnic Peoples Advisory Panel, the Pacific Peoples Advisory Panel, the Youth Panel, the Rural Panel, these advisory groups, but this group and the Pacific Peoples Advisory Panel in particular, that are doing for our council, that are critical. Before we have the super city, I said to the government, I'm really worried that we will lose our multi-racial, multi-ethnic communities because we don't have a strong enough structural connect in the super city model. I said, please give us a Pacific Peoples Advisory Panel, and secondly, an Ethnic Peoples Advisory Panel to recognise all of the other cultures. And so, fortunately, the government said yes. Now, they've put the Ethnic Peoples Advisory Panel in there for 3 years, and it's great to see government represented here by Jackie and Kamuljit and Parliament General, who want the Ethnic Peoples Advisory Panel to be a permanent part of the structure of Auckland.
The diversity and the passion of the people that we've chosen for this role. So this is a new body. It's been set up under the Auckland Council Act to support the governance of Auckland. And I know the issue of representation has come up.
I don't know. So I proceeded to tell I was Lebanese, African, Scottish, Spanish, I'm indigenous Carib, and I am all of those things. So, and then she said, you've got a global heritage, and I thought, yes, actually I do. I did add that my 2 uncles are Chinese.
In the same place in New Zealand is impossible.
I don't think the 2 priorities we do Pofri and the Marae.
Yeah.
So everyone knows now there's a new Chilean family. They say, oh!
Next lot Indian. That's when you kind of get.
Have expat Kiwis who live in London, but they stuck together.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there are a lot of information out there. But
To apply for the renewal of my passport, I did not know that I can get for compensation at all.
Not sharing
Quite a lot of teaching programs from the ethnic backgrounds.
and they come out. But not all graduates don't get employed as they come.
I don't consider myself a leader, but I have actually participated in younger people who can actually take their place.
Now, we had a very good discussion. The first question, what is our expectation? The panel is actually not known by the public, okay? And it should be one body to advocate for migrant and ethnic issues, to get out of their meeting room and meet the ethnic people. Okay, yes, key issues, this one? We've actually covered that. More engagement, okay? More awareness of it should really be an agency that should bring cross-cultural and here in New Zealand because they are losing their identity, they've got a lot of issues, and we would like to take the education sector accountable for just teaching our students academic stuff rather than survival skills.
Because of the time issue, and we only can offer 2 minutes each group. Now we move on to the group 2. Thank you.
For the first question, we have come up with regular interactive communication for inclusiveness. What are the key issues which are most relevant to the ethnic communities in Auckland? And we have come up with so many ideas they have given, so many ideas.
Can learn from more established ethnic community groups. And understanding that ethnic community groups in New Zealand is more than just recent migrants who can't
speak as fast as possible. The first point is we were talking about EPA.
There's a quick turnaround. And the last, the third one from here is
I'd like to highlight all of them. More community engagement, involvement of youth was mentioned before, level representation at the council, showing some success stories of migrants. And thirdly was key issues relevant to ethnic elderly.
As much as managing things like our rates and our finances is always front of mind. It's the heart and the soul of the city that really counts. And the heart of this city is about the world. And the world is here and it's wonderful. And we can be and are on track to be the great exemplar, the best example in the world of how we, of the cultures of the world, can live together in harmony. I love that. So anyhow, now, Richard's going to speak to you. So I'm going to finish by singing to you and encouraging you to sing back to me. And particularly the Koreans, I want to hear you singing this in Korean. You all know the song. We sing it in citizenship ceremonies. I would sing to you the way I've Auckland, but I'll still train you up on that, and I want you all to sing today. So we're going to sing Pokari Kariana, first verse. Right? Ethnic People's Advisory telling you can do this. And parliamentarians, of course, they all know it, so I'm expecting you to sing the loudest. And Richard, don't you sing, because I've heard you sing.
So we hope ethnic communities to be acknowledged. This one is about employment.
without employment, you cannot afford to have a affordable house. So we hope migrants will be more recruited. People from migrant backgrounds will be recruited in different levels.
Feedbacks from all the groups. This opportunity for the panel to express their views, and you'll hear all those issues and priorities addressed by the group discussion. Now this is your opportunity to respond to those issues. Shall we? Yep.
A lot of the issues for ethnic communities are issues for all Auckland. Employment is an issue for all young people in particular, and there are also people, older adults, who want to have employment suited to their skills and ability, and that's sometimes a problem too. But there are particular issues about recognising what migrants have to bring that are not sufficiently taken into account by employers, and the challenges that includes the council's own employment. Secondly, housing is an issue. Once again, affordable housing for all Aucklanders, and your particular concern is that the housing that is built takes into account communal living, communal ownership, larger rooms, that sort of thing that suits your lifestyle. That's the point. There's a third point that was made about that in some way your views rather than advisory in some sense can be stronger than that, and it's difficult in a sort of
quality feedback and quality recommendations to council. I think that's something which is really important. Is in the Auckland Unleashed public consultation, we requested the Auckland Council to include the media population in the demographics of the region. We went with Camille. We have a very good quality, very the data from the
Eastern Latin American African group omitted, but I also argued for Middle Eastern Latin American Caribbean African group, and they agreed to it, and it was not included. So I fully support what you say, and this is what we ask. We need to go back to you. We need a budget for that. Just to host this requires money. To organize it, we need council support, we need council staff present. It's not just having a meeting and thinking it's going to happen. There's a whole organizational process. We are all volunteers. We need council to come to the park.
I'm just really going to reflect on a couple of things that came through that I really liked. Common sense suggestions. We need to promote the success stories. I think that was a very good suggestion in one of the groups, and so we don't do that enough. I know there's been a little bit of television about the experience or the road or the pathway for new migrants and those of the many different ethnic backgrounds in our community. So that's the first thing we can do. Second thing, again another practical suggestion, 2 meetings a year rather than one. I think that today confirms, Sadika, good job. That the ethnic communities of Auckland love to meet and greet. Look, we know that with all the events and the like that happen, and they are always hugely successful and getting bigger every year. So the community love the opportunity to come together as a whole community. Not just Mandarin, not just Hindi, but everybody, and share their experiences and then pass on their view in terms of how we're going to us. Thirdly, and at a level for the Ethnic Peoples Advisory Panel, there's a huge expectation for them all. They're working really hard. So the message is that you want the Ethnic Peoples Advisory Panel to be even more prominent, and you want their opinions to be more listened to. There's a very big message from my sitting here today. I'm not here as Lynn Brown, I'm here as the Mayor of Auckland. So that should be telling you a lot. You've got the direct ear of the leader of the new city, and so that is a big start. You've got a direct ear of the governing body and the local boards, chair and members represented here today. So we are actively engaged, and I know that you want more resource for EPAC. So do I. It's about working out how we do that. All right, so we're on that journey. We know we're lifting it, but we've got to do better. So I love the feedback. Very, very concise, very blunt. I like that. And we will be listening and acting on a good part of it, if not all of it.
Now, this was our first year, and a lot of time it was learning. It has never happened before in New Zealand, and I don't think it has happened in any other country as well, that there is a panel advising the government. So most of our first half, was just finding out how to do things. So we were stuck there. Now we are doing more and more engagement. A couple of issues which came up. One was engagement with the other departments of the government, like immigration. And we discussed it, and we have a system in the panel where we invite presentations from other departments. So that part we'll look at, and we'll have more presentations, more people coming from other departments giving us the views, and then we can work on it. And one more was the success stories. Success stories we can publish through our newsletter, which is very widely circulated, and I really like that. Third point, another point which was about ARMS and other organizations like Waitakere Ethnic Board. People want them to be more effective, but again, everything comes down to funding. Waitakere Ethnic Board funding has stopped, so that is struggling. ARMS funding has been reduced, so they are struggling. So that's where we all are looking at, that we should be trying hard to get some funding for these organizations so there's more effective work.
Person is the one who gathers others' mind to his own, Imam Ali. The Ethnic People Advisory Panel would like to thank Auckland Council, who initiated and established Ethnic People Advisory Panel and delegated the role to communicate and identify the needs and preferences of ethnic community.
For gracing this occasion, thank you very much, Lynn Brown. And I also want to thank the lead councillor, Richard Nobley. He really stood with us through and through. We debate. We're a vibrant group of 12 people. You should see us in the meeting. We call them folk and folk who tell you the truth, but he's actually there to help.
수로 다른 민족들이 모여 사회를 이루는 뉴질랜드에서 앞으로도 한인들의 적극적인 참여가 있기를 기대합니다. 보이TV 노용래입니다.